Ronaldo for It's Tejano Time.
And I'm Nemo with Tejano USA.
Uh-oh, someone's got their voice up. Okay. And you're watching and listening to Tejano Time. Okay. Hey, Nemo. I'm nervous. I'm excited.
I can tell.
You can tell? Okay.
Yeah, you
I
have
can,
the
I've
yeah,
been,
yeah, the
I didn't get,
butterflies going, and
yes, I
your
didn't
heart
work.
is pitter pattering, and
I, I
I
didn't
think you're
work
even
today.
sweating.
I am sweating. I said I had to take some.
Did you sleep last night?
Not very well. I was
Yeah,
trying to research and do it right now. Okay, but if our fans out there don't know, we have a
just
very special guest.
well, hurry
And
up with the disclaimer
wait,
so we get to her.
okay, yeah. Before we do that, we got to make sure we tell everybody to what subscribe. Please subscribe to YouTube. They don't pay us. So this is a gentleman's agreement, a lady's understanding. Tejano's helping Tejanos. Please subscribe. Hit that bell button so you get reminded and tell your friends and family about us. And like Nemo does, right, Nemo?
Yeah,
Okay.
Raza helping Raza. The way I like to
Exactly.
say.
All right. And if you want to get a hold of us, any new artists or former current artists, A listers, B listers, all that. Well, we love them all.
Do
Okay.
we do C-listers?
Are there any C listers? I don't know. Okay. You can contact me at buddy at itstejanotime.com.
And Nemo at Nemo6753 at.
Yahoo! Thank you for letting me do that, Nemo. All right.
And real quick, let's tell our P1s that we'll probably be getting to them later on in the show. We don't want to think
Yes.
that we're ignoring them.
Yes, exactly. I know some people are going to have lots of questions for Stephanie. I already
Oh,
told.
there you
Well,
go.
yeah. Well, for our guest, all right, and we're gonna first interview our guest and then ask her question. Ask her question. Okay, if you haven't figured that out by now, it's
Without any
Stephanie.
further ado,
It's Stephanie. See, I'm so nervous. It's Stephanie Montiel. All right. Wait. Oh, gosh, I'm so nervous. I don't even know what to do.
oh my goodness.
All right, Stephanie is here. Oh, wait,
Hey.
there we go. All right,
Wow.
Stephanie.
Wow, look at her.
I know.
Hey.
Stephanie, I'm so
You,
excited to see
you,
you.
you have the coolest background of anybody.
Yes.
Just me and black. I love black. So isn't it supposed to make you look skinnier?
Does it? Does it? I always wear black. You won't ever see me wearing anything else like that.
So y'all
That's
never
a
seen
long time.
a fat black person or what?
I do. I just look in the mirror. All right. Okay.
So,
Hey,
yeah, thank you so much for having me on tonight. I know we've been
Thank you for
talking
being on.
for a
My
while.
goodness. How
yeah.
did that work out? I mean, really? I mean, how many times did he have to like just bug you and text you and call you and email you and IG you and how many do you have
It
like
really wasn't that many.
See,
It just took a while because it's
Nemo
like
keeps telling
there's
me that.
always something going on. So it really wasn't that many times. It
Ne-
just was coordinating the dates.
you didn't feel like I was stalking you, did you?
No,
Okay,
never.
good. See,
You
Nemo, I told you I wasn't stalking her. Because that's what he constantly would say, dude, you're stalking her. You're stalking her. I said, no, no, no,
Not
no,
at
no, no,
all.
no, 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 no,
you say
no.
I talked to
Eddie
her?
and I,
I
we go
talked to
way
her?
back, so it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's never been like that. Still isn't. We're good.
That's good to know. Good to know.
Yes,
Because he talks about your family and everything all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
He
he knows
reminds
them
us.
since
He
when I
reminds
just
us.
started. So
just
yeah.
a little bit.
And he,
And well, I saw. Everybody knows I saw you at Fanfare this year, and now something different about Fanfare or these concerts. I didn't realize that social media people get to go up on stage. Is that common, or is it just for
now,
Fanfare?
With us, we had a couple of people. We had one of our behind the scenes guys. Shout out to Manny who came out there with us. Got up and did some live footage for us. And then we had another friend of ours, Humencio, who came out from Nashville, who also wanted to get up and do some live footage. So I guess it just depends. It depends on and if the PTTMA people let them get up. But for us, it was something really special that we wanted to do and have like some of our people come up and.
Okay, so it's not the norm. So I was
I,
thinking,
I mean, I guess it could be for different people. For us, it's just like it's nice to see people out there, and we don't ever have a problem with it. We love it. So
okay. Well, I want you to say
next,
hi to Gabe, hi to your dad, your
oh,
sister Sasha. Now, your your sister Sasha, she's a nurse, right?
she
I mean, she
is.
went to school for nursing, or is she a practicing nurse?
Yes, she was practicing for a while. She graduated a few years back, a couple years back, and she started working for a cosmetic surgeon here in San Antonio.
Oh wow.
Then she found out she was pregnant, and
Yes.
so she decided that she wanted to stay home and be with her baby, and so that's what she's done for now. So we just have her as our own personal nurse now.
Awesome. Well, uh, since the past 20 years, like I think I've said before, is I've been out of the Tejano market for 20 plus years, and since then I got married, and my wife's a nurse,
Yay!
and so if they ever meet, that's something they'll
We'll have
have in
plenty to
common.
talk about.
Yeah, but my wife does. She's an oncology nurse, so
Okay.
she always says, if you never see her at work, you're living your best life, and so like
Good
that. And
deal.
I have a daughter. My
Oh,
daughter, she's
oh,
8 years old. Her name's
wow.
Olivia.
So why did
Like,
you name her Stephanie?
I think my
You
wife would
did?
be upset. No,
I was like, you did?
I thought about it. No, okay.
All
No,
right,
well,
just
my
checking.
no. I always thought if I had a son, I was gonna name him after me, Oraldo, and if my daughter, I wanted to have an O name, so Olivia.
Okay,
Olivia.
My wife didn't want her to be called Ophelia.
Ophelia. Yeah,
Ophelia.
I don't
Olivia's
blame her.
pretty. I like that.
Well, yeah, but we both decided Olivia was the best name, and she
Yeah.
wanted to be on the show. I said, "No, Olivia, you can't
Oh,
be up here while I'm taping."
how
So
cute.
she's
That's so
at the
sweet.
first few shows we had, she'd sneak up here and stuff like that.
Nice. I love it.
Okay, now one of the things when I saw you over there, I know we didn't have a lot of time to talk, and uh, but when you were going to your bus, I don't even want to call it a bus. It's like a home away from home. You have like I was well, you know what? I should have. I don't know why I was thinking about this, but I was expecting the same bus back in the '90s that you were
Oh,
gonna
my
have.
purple bus.
Oh my gosh! I know it's so much nicer now, but uh, do you? Do, I was gonna say I remember the couch you put in there on a piece of carpet. It
Oh my
was
gosh. That was,
yes,
yeah, it's so funny because I remember, we of course I'm from New Mexico, so
yes.
when we first started touring and just really getting involved in the scene of Tejano music, um, we were on the road pretty extensively. I mean, literally from like Wednesday through Sunday, we were either performing or out doing promotion or doing TV shows. Like we were all over the place, and so my uncles decided to get me a bus, and they had it painted and they had it gutted and they built bunks in there for us,
Oh
and so
yeah,
it was like
I
super
remember
humble,
that.
but
Like,
it
did they
was
get the idea from the Partridge Family? They
I don't know. I don't know where they got it from, but they painted it my favorite color, purple.
purple.
Had my name on the side, had a mural done and everything. And I mean, it was awesome. Some of my best memories from the beginning of my career are in that bus. My daughter Ilea learned to walk on that bus. Like
Oh
literally, when the
wow.
bus was moving, she was walking up and down that bus, and all the guys in the band got to witness her first steps. And it just
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of great memories on that bus.
Now she's a dancer,
She's a
Oh, she,
dancer.
so
She's
that
a
helped her out.
singer. Oh
does she
yeah, with her
does she
balance and
sing?
everything for sure. I'm sorry.
Does Ilea sing?
She sings with us now. Yeah, she was
Well,
actually with us on stage at Fanfare.
yes, I remember saying.
Um,
But does she like want to have her own solo career one of these days? Is that what she's working
before
towards?
she sang with us, she told me she would never want to be an artist. So that's the funny thing. But she started dancing for a band out of Dallas, and she, just kind of was on the road with them for a few years. And one night, one of their singers didn't show up, and so they were like freaking out in the band's like, "What are we gonna do? We don't have a female voice tonight." And so they were like, "Does anyone, know how to sing? Can anyone do some songs?" And so Ilea was like, I can sing. She's like, I don't sing all the time, but I can sing. So then after that, after she sang that night, they were like, you're hired. You're singing with the band now. So
Oh
she
wow.
spent another like few years with them, and they would do like private events, corporate events. So they did some really big performances, for
Cool.
like baseball players' weddings, things like that in the Dallas area,
Did
Houston.
did
What
she
Um,
band was
sing?
that?
Yeah.
it
Did
was
she
called
sing Tata?
What's it called?
it was Chinatown. Called
Chinatown.
Chinatown. Okay, so I'm assuming she wasn't singing Tana.
No, it was all English.
It's a cover band.
Cover band.
Very
Uh-huh.
nice.
And
Oh
so
wow.
she was doing, stuff like Beyonce and Lizzo and
Yeah,
all the current
that's cool.
music. And so she really enjoyed it. And then COVID happened, and so we kind of just started, doing our own thing at home. And we started doing, we called them the quarantinis, and
Yeah.
we would have, it would just be us, our family. And so Gabriel would set up, our cameras, our lights, and Ilea and Gabriel and Jalen and Sasha and I would just kind of sing from home, and we would do some of our songs, and we would do other songs. And so after that, it was like, she's like, Mom, I really love Tejano. And it was really strange to me because she had been doing a lot of like the English music, and
Right.
she had never really expressed a lot of interest as far as being an artist, or even really singing much, until that she started touring with that band Chinatown. And then it just kind of became more of a thing for her to kind of fill in for Sasha now that she had, gotten pregnant and had her baby. But Ilea also has a baby, so it's been
Yes.
kind of crazy. So we go in between the two of them sometimes, and sometimes we're all together. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's been really nice having, not only my husband but my daughter, my sister, and we're still trying to get my son Jalen to start singing with us because he has like an amazing, amazing voice, and he plays guitar, he plays keyboards.
Is
He
he in
sounds
your band?
like
How old is he?
Jalen's 23.
Wow, okay. That's
Yeah.
cool. Wow, wow, that's
Wow.
crazy.
It's
20
a
years. See
family
what you
band.
miss in 20 years?
I know.
it's
But
it's a
I
lot,
got, yes.
and
Well,
it goes by so fast.
it does. My daughter's 8, you know what? I hate Facebook because I always get these little clips from back in the day, and they make those albums or something like that, and
Oh yeah, your
oh,
memory.
it makes me cry every time I see those little baby pictures of her. Yeah, she's growing up way so fast.
I
But
know.
okay, besides the bus that's probably changed is okay. I told you I had some memorabilia of you, and I'm gonna bring this up.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember this?
Oh wow,
I'm
I
sure she has like
do.
300 of those. And she's going to
This
remember that one, I'm sure.
wait. This is the first. This was the
Yeah,
first.
no.
Okay.
That wasn't the first. She's been around since 3 years old. That wasn't the first.
No. This is your first newsletter. Your
Oh, it's a
dad.
newsletter.
Yes,
Oh
it's a
wow,
newsletter.
my fan club.
I
Yeah.
created that because your dad
Oh,
asked me one
Wow.
time to do it, and then I was watching Bumper's show, and then you reminded me. You said that like a couple weeks earlier, you saw an album that I created for you, and it had like bubble pictures, and I'm going, I don't
Yes.
remember that. And
Yes.
then I found this.
oh.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about? Because
Yeah, like those
yeah,
bursts where you get to
yeah,
fill in
where
the blanks,
right, it's like above your,
yes,
it's
like
almost
the
a
Batman,
cartoon.
like Batman did the kapow
Yes.
and all that. Yeah,
Yes.
yes,
those
like
bursts,
that.
those
And I was
bursts.
going, did I do that? And then I looked at this newsletter I created, and I go, oh my God, I did do something like that on your phone. But
Yes.
did I only do one of these
No,
albums?
it's like a full out, like a full photo album, and
Okay,
it
but it
was
was one album. It was like what, 20 pictures or
One
something?
edition.
something like that. Yeah, something
One
like that.
edition.
But we played at, I think it was Texas Stadium or something like that. It was for some football game. I don't know exactly. Like it was, I think it was, what is it, the Cowboy Stadium? But it was like back in the day. And
Oh,
do you
I
remember that?
remember
And you
that.
were late or something. And so that was what the whole thing was about. Like it was like there was pictures of me, but I think you caught it like afterwards, and you're like, Stephanie's wondering, where is Buddy? How come Buddy's not here? And so it would be like little captions like a
Oh
bunch.
wow.
And I just found that probably, I guess, like around, like, well, my mom passed. It's
Oh,
been a year and a couple of months. But around the time of that, we were looking for pictures of my mom, and things that that reminded us of her,
were
and
there
she
some pictures
saved
of your mom in there?
everything. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like yes. And it
Okay.
was crazy because she saved everything. She saved lots of pictures that fans gave us. She saved posters from just about every show. Anything that like my fans or friends would give me. I mean, she had this like just huge like bin, and she saved everything. And so that was in there when we were looking through those pictures, and I
Yeah.
was like, wow, it just it
Your
was
your mom
amazing.
was awesome. She is
She-
always nice, always friendly to us, always welcoming us and stuff like
Both of
that.
your parents, I think, because I remember
Yes.
your dad's really cool, really laid back. That's antenna type guy and stuff. He's just like real cool, real laid back. I remember him back in the day. He
Yeah.
was just real welcoming and stuff.
I almost didn't recognize your dad because he didn't have the long ponytail, but
Ponytail, yeah, we made him
yes.
cut that off finally.
Yeah.
Hey, he cut
You
his
know,
off too.
I cut off mine too. Yeah. I actually, my dad hated my ponytail, and
Yeah.
because he did 22 years in the Navy, and he absolutely hated that. Every time he came home during that time, he'd always have scissors. You ready?
Oh
No, no,
wow.
no, no, no. So one time, for Christmas, I cut it off and I gave it to him.
You
I
gave it
got,
to me.
and he
And
said,
I still
"Best
have my
present
dad.
ever."
He cut my dad's, and I still have it.
Oh, you do? Oh, wow. When did he decide to cut it off?
Oh
He
gosh.
didn't decide; they decided for him.
Pretty much. And then you know what's crazy is he even like during COVID he grew it out again.
Oh,
And my
wow.
brothers were like, "Okay, Dad, like it's time to cut that off again."
Well, COVID did that to a lot of people. I
He
mean,
did.
used to cut my hair like every 7, 8 days. Stopped that. Used to go get my clothes ironed and stuff. Yeah, I stopped that. I wouldn't take a shower every day. Like, just a lot of stuff. COVID just made you
That's
feel a
right.
lot more at home.
Hey,
It
Nemo,
really
is
did.
your hair long now, or is it short again?
Who
Mine?
mine?
Yes,
Oh,
Hers?
Nemo's. Well, of
It's
course, hers is longer.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's shorter. It's shorter,
Okay,
but
because
not as.
when I first started wanting to do this show, Nemo had some like shoulder length
Yeah,
hair.
yeah, yeah. No, it's shorter.
really?
Okay, it's
Yeah,
shorter now. Okay,
got
I
back into
wasn't
the
because he would
business
slick
world.
it back at the beginning of the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
Yeah. So your hair has changed color. Why did you
Now?
decide to? Well, for you, okay.
Really? Like that's a constant with her. Are you
Oh,
serious?
I thought she was serious. Okay,
I'm like,
but
what?
I sent you earlier today. I sent you a picture from one of our fans, Jerry. He lives in Fort Worth. He used to be a dancer on Dance Tejano, and he was saying, "How come we don't put Dance Tejano shows on YouTube?" And I said, "Well, I can't do that because I don't have the rights to the music. Like we don't play music on our show. Bumper plays it on the show, but it's Tejano Time, the video show. I got all those videos from all the record labels in those days, and I do play a lot of your videos. Like
Yay.
I was always jealous though. To this day, I do not like what's that guy? You did a beach scene with him from Saved by the Bell. What's that guy's name?
Mario Lopez?
Oh, I hate that guy.
Hey,
Yes.
and not to disrespect Gabe or anything, but did you used to date him back in the day? I think there was a
No.
rumor.
I Mari and I met um, through a mutual friend and promoter. You'll probably remember Dale Garcia, buddy, like from back in the day. He was our promoter. He moved over here
Oh,
from New
okay.
Mexico with
From
us. And
from Sony.
from no, he was from
No.
out. Or he was from Santa Fe, New Mexico,
Oh, okay.
and his name was Dale. He was always with us. And actually, Dale somehow met Mario and his family, and he met like Gerardo back in the day, like Rico Suave guy.
Yeah,
Like
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I remember him. I have
so,
his music video too. I never aired it
yeah.
though.
He's gospel now or something.
Is he
Oh,
really?
is it really?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, he found the Lord.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
starting to be a
So,
trend for Tejano, some Tejano artists.
Yeah, it is for a
yeah.
lot of people in general. But anyway, so back
So
to
yeah, so
Mario.
that's how we met
Yes.
Mario and his family, and then my promoter asked him. He's like, "Hey, would you be in Stephanie's first music video?" And we didn't expect him to say yes, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And we were just
Yeah.
like, "You're gonna do it?"
That's cool.
So it was really cool because the funny thing is though, like we hired this really like big. He was like probably the biggest music video person back at that time, and Sony hired them, and it would cost a pretty penny because it was all done like on film. It wasn't like a
Right.
video camera; it was film. And so we went down to South Padre. We flew Mario in, him and his mom, or I think it was him and his uncle, the first time because we did the video twice.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Oh.
Just had to have reshoots.
No, so this is what happened. So this was his first time using film, the video director. And we shot the video. It was like a 2 day shoot, and it was on the beach. It was perfect. It was beautiful, and we all we did the video. Come back home. Mario goes back home to California, and then we get a call like a few days later, and the director is like,
Reshoots.
he's like, we had hired a new guy, and he loaded the film in backwards, so we didn't
Ouch.
film anything.
Oh. Oh. Man.
So we didn't film anything. Like everything was just like I mean for nothing. It was just it was ridiculous. So I mean, what could we do? But we asked Mario again, would you be willing to come back out? Because at that time he was filming Saved by the Bell. So he was really busy, and he was like, I can come back out during, Thanksgiving. That's my next available
Ooh,
time.
it was
So we
cold,
had to
wasn't it?
be. It was freezing. Oh my
Yeah, it
goodness.
didn't look very warm.
Yeah, no. So in the video, I mean, and that was, we had to go with it. That was the only time he could come. So we were, in the water
Yeah,
and
you were in the water, right? Yeah.
Yes.
scene, and we were freezing. And the funny thing is, if you watch the video closely, you can see Mario, and he's just like shivering.
Yes. He was going. He had his arms like this around you. And I could see him shiver.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but it's funny. It makes for a good story, but it was. I mean, it really wasn't as fun as it looked, or as I don't know. Like, it was just, there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people just didn't know about.
Now, Gabe wasn't part of your band back then when you
No,
said.
I didn't know Gabriel then. Like I said, it was really early on in my career. It's like, probably it was my first single after I left Capitol Records. I was with Capitol EMI for just a short time, for about a year, and I released two songs, Tu y Nadie Más and Primer Beso. And then, we had kind of like not a really a falling out with them, but they ended up dropping me, like just a couple of days before my full year would have been with them. And the reason that they did that was because so they wouldn't have to pay me the royalties that they would have
Yeah,
owed
I
me.
remember hearing about that. I don't know if you remember, but your dad asked me to produce a music video for you at one time.
Really?
Yes,
Oh
and I was
wow.
going, I've never done that, but I mean, if you want me to, I'll try and stuff like that. But yeah, later on, you ended up finding a director. I was going, whew, I was so glad because I didn't want to disappoint or anything like that.
That's
But
So,
cool.
which was your first Tejano single? Was it Soy Feliz?
No, it was Tú y Nadie Más.
Do you nadie más?
It's
Okay.
Tú y Nadie Más.
Yeah, not
Podría
really see.
hacerme daño si te vas. And then another Stephanie actually ended up re-recording those two and putting those two songs on her album, and they told everyone that it was her all along. So that's where the
yes.
confusion started with
Ouch.
this the
Oh,
two
okay.
Stephanies.
Well, I don't know if I should say this, but Nemo's favorite Stephanie is not on
Oh,
his show.
oh,
Oh,
ouch,
he had a
ouch.
major crush on the other Stephanie.
I'm not gonna
Yes.
say anything. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. No,
Okay. So that's
Hey,
how
but
I knew he.
you keep giving Buddy a hard time, so Buddy, maybe we
Yes,
should give
yes,
him a
I
hard
need to.
time.
Oh yeah. You know
wait till
what?
we have her on the show.
Yeah, when we have
Oh,
our show, I'm gonna
let's
throw
see
you
if
on the
that
bus,
happens.
Nemo. I'm gonna throw you on the bus. Okay. Okay. Oh, but Nemo used to have a Tejano review from back in the day, and he
Uh-huh.
started after I forgot. Well, you can watch the story, but he ended up changing it to Tejano USA, and so
I
here's
remember that.
another piece
I
of
do remember that.
Yeah, I remember we
memorabilia
had
right
her.
there. Yes.
Hey, I remember that. That's so cool.
We had a couple of, I think your album covers on Tejano Review too.
Really?
So yeah,
Yes.
so
Super cool.
I
so it's
had
been a
that one
while.
too, but I didn't want. This was my favorite one, and since Nemo's Tejano USA, I figured I'd bring this one out.
Ah, I love it. That's really
But
awesome.
I remember I was looking all over my garage. I have so many boxes in my garage, but you had given me your first album. Your
Hmm.
this is when you were like maybe 6 or something like that. You
Uh,
had a little Spanish.
oh yeah, yeah. Angel
Yeah,
Baby. It's the Angel
yeah,
Baby.
that's
Angel
it.
Baby.
Like that.
So you
Yeah,
recorded that at 6 years old?
I
I
think
I
it
was
was.
actually, I
You're
looked like I was 6. I was 9.
okay.
9. Okay.
I've always been short, so
Yes, but I cherished that all the time, and I was trying to look through all my boxes and stuff like that, but I couldn't find that. And
You
yeah.
don't play that at your concerts anymore, right?
oh,
No, we don't. We actually re-recorded it, but we don't really play it as often as I'd like. Every once in a while, when we go back to New Mexico, we play like the original version that I recorded when I was 9, because it's still a huge hit out there and people still love it so much. So,
didn't you have like a Christmas song on that album? Maybe
maybe
like
I don't remember.
How many songs have you recorded? Do you know an
I
amount?
honestly don't know. I think I've released something like 9 or 10 albums in Tejano, and then previous to that, I probably released maybe 5 or 6. Yeah, maybe 5 or 6, 7, something like that. Back when I lived in New Mexico.
And that was a general market. What was that?
It was mostly just there in New Mexico, Colorado, a little bit into Texas. We used to kind of tour to like the Midland area.
What kind of genre was it?
It's like they call it New Mexico, like New Mexican
Okay.
music. It
Okay.
was Spanish, but I also did a lot of like country music. I did a lot of Linda Ronstadt, Dolly
Wow.
Parton. I did a lot of like Madonna and stuff like that. Jody Watley back in the day. So like
Oh
Jody
yeah,
Watley. Look out. Look out.
blast from the past.
I was little tiny, but like I loved them. I loved that music. And then my dad, I started singing with his band. Well, I started with mariachi first, when I was 3. That's when I really started like kind of like going and singing because the wives of the girls in the band that my dad had, my mom, and all the wives, the band wives, they would ask me if I would go sing, and they would give me something, and I was just like, nope, I don't want anything, and I didn't want to sing, and but I did love the maraschino cherries from Cokes, like with
Okay,
a Coke, because I would see them drinking their drinks, and so I wanted to be like the big girls, so they would give me a Coke, but I wanted 12 cherries, so that was my
Oh.
I
anytime
think I
that I would
remember
go
that
sing, they
story.
would give me a Coke with 12 cherries, and to this day I cannot stand maraschino cherries; they gross me
Do
Okay,
you drink
out.
cherry Coke?
I love cherry Coke, but I hate maraschino cherries.
so throw it out.
Yeah, I'm like,
Okay.
nope, not on
And
ice cream, nothing.
you did some mariachi music here in Fort Worth at the Grand Plaza
We did, yes.
with the Grand Plaza mariachis.
Yes,
So,
yeah, we did a show out there. We actually kind of came together, a few, different females in the Tejano music industry. It was Patsy Torres, Shelly, Rebecca Valadez, Leslie Lugo, and myself, and we all kind of did, just a collaboration, and we did a few shows, and it was really, really neat. We were able to do a lot of traveling and just performing in different areas that, Tejano doesn't, reach sometimes. But it was really nice to have
Now,
how female artists come together and go to Washington D.C. and perform, and go to Houston and perform for things that were outside the box at that time.
all mariachi?
All mariachi, yeah,
okay,
all mariachi.
yeah,
We would all sing our own songs, and then we would go back and we kind of do songs together and
Nice.
collaborate.
okay. Was
That's,
this before or after when you and Shelly and Elita
It
were
that's
was
a
Divas, the
trio,
Diva
a
tour?
divas?
Yeah, the first collaboration with the female artists was with Shelly and Elida, and we did Las Tres Divas, and we went overseas. We did the whole USO tour, and we kind of did those twice together, and then we were able to go off on our own, and each one of us did our own tours overseas as well. So it was really cool. It was a big thing for all of us because I think it opened a lot of doors, and we were asked to go back and do 2 more tours on our own, and it was a lot of fun. It was like like we were able to like kind of just see the world through that opportunity, and it was really awesome. Also have to thank Robert Trevino for opening that door for us, and Gibson Guitars, so it was really cool.
Oh, cool. And you have a sponsor now. Is it Hercules? Uh,
Yes, Hercules stands.
okay. How's it working with them? Oh, we lost Nemo.
Gotta find
Uh,
Nemo. Where's
well,
Nemo?
he'll come back. Well, good. Give us some personal time around here. All right. You know what? Something I remember back in the day is I would come to San Antonio every once in a while to pick up videos. Like I think I did it every 3 months, and every once in a while I had an opportunity to stop by your apartment, and I want to know how does it feel to buy your first home?
Oh man,
You live in a house now, right?
yes.
So
And
how did that feel?
it's
Because you
crazy
were
'cause
always traveling, and I remember you, your brothers and sisters were all living and your parents were all living in this little bitty apartment back in the
yeah.
day.
So when
So,
I came over here, there's Nemo.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Hey,
apologize.
Nemo,
Yeah, I
if
know.
your cat would
I
die
don't even
down,
have to be here. I know that because he's like, let me just take over the show.
okay.
No, we missed you. We missed you. Glad you're back.
No, 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 no. Okay.
So
So
back to
you're
the little apartment. Yes, you're
yeah.
right. It was really difficult moving out here to Texas. My parents
Yes.
kept their home in New Mexico, and I think I think my dad felt like he was going to come out here with my mom, and make sure that I was okay and make sure that everything was good to go. But then it just got so crazy and it was so busy. Um, that they ended up coming out here and basically just staying here. Like all our stuff stayed back in Albuquerque. Like the home was completely furnished. had like all of our clothes there, like all of our, everything, food, everything was left there. Like, I mean, it was like someone was still, we just kind of up and left. And we had an apartment here in San Antonio, one bedroom,
Right.
and the whole family basically lived there for maybe about a year, year and a half.
Okay.
And so it was six of us, I think, including my dog Rocky. And so then, yeah, I mean, we just we toured, and we would park our bus like right there down the street, right outside of the apartment complex. And it's
Yeah.
funny because everyone knew, where it was, and everyone would say, "Oh, I saw your bus there. You guys are over there off of Jackson Keller, Vance Jackson," and everyone knew where we lived, and they didn't
Would
know
you
the
get?
apartment, but they knew
I
we
was
were.
gonna say, did you get some door knockers every once in a while?
No, no, we didn't get anything crazy like
Yeah, you
that.
know, Raldo was right around the corner somewhere over there. He was looking for you.
Nemo, I was invited. Okay,
Yeah.
I went there a couple times.
Yes. But it was really cool to, see the hard work, and that everything that we were doing as a family, and just everything kind of coming, just to fruition for us. Everything that we had left behind in New Mexico, and just really just all the sacrifice from not just myself, my parents, my brothers, and my sisters, because they all left. They left their friends. They left everything that they had ever really known. All of our family, everything.
Right.
It was just like it was like a culture shock, really, because it was so different from what we were used to in New Mexico. But when we were able to buy the home that we still have today, we still have the same home. Um, and so my parents lived for many years, and my dad still lives there. But it was really, I mean, it was an amazing feeling to think that like, yes, I can provide for my
Yeah,
family,
and have
and I'm doing
root.
something good, and whatever we're doing as a family, and we're doing it together, and we're making it happen.
Yeah. Does your daughter live with you now? Says that she traveled.
No, she's married. she's
She
she's
could still
married, and
live
she
with
has
you.
her babies.
Okay.
She has her own
No,
life.
I would love it though. I would love for both of my kids to live with me, but no, they're both off on their own, and living their
Right.
lives and doing their things. But
In
um,
San Antonio.
both
You
in
know.
San Antonio.
So they
Okay.
just join you on tour just in San Antonio, or they come out here to Dallas, or
No, they travel everywhere with us. My daughter is the one that travels most of the time with me now, because my sister makes most of the shows, like if it's close to the area here. But my daughter's the one that has been traveling with me pretty consistently now for the past like year or so. And we just got back from Michigan. She went up there with us, and we're getting ready to go to Florida, and then we're going to Milwaukee. So I think Sasha's going to try to make some of those now that her daughter's turned a year old, and she's a little bit more independent, and she's walking on her own now, and she's kind of coming into her own. And yeah, it's really cool to see. They were over, we had them over today, and my little grandson Sainty, he played with her, and he walks up to her and kisses her and hugs her, and I'm
Oh,
like, this
you
is going to be so amazing watching them grow up together. It's just been so much fun already,
you're
and
gonna
y'all
make me
just came from
cry.
Michigan? Y'all just came from somewhere, right?
Michigan. We
Yeah,
were up in Holland and in Saginaw.
Oh
Saginaw.
wow.
Yeah, Saginaw. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, are you gonna do the what's that? No, it's Milwaukee. The
Yeah.
Mexican festival in Milwaukee.
Yes, the Mexican Fiesta.
Okay, I might go to that. I've been playing with the idea because
Here we go.
You would
last
love it. It's so much
last
fun.
yeah.
It's an amazing festival that they put on every year, and I mean it is just so well put together
Yeah.
and so
Who's
much
headlining
I
Stephanie.
I
besides
know
you?
they're having Marco Antonio Solis and Los Bukis. They're opening up the whole thing
Oh
Oh
wow,
wow.
on Thursday
they're
night.
opening.
Thursday night,
Okay.
I believe. And then the Mexican Fiesta starts on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're playing two nights out of the three.
Oh
And
cool.
I think I got that right. I hope I got that right. But I know we're playing two nights out of the three nights that they have. All the different artists, and it's not just Tejano. They have Tejano. They have
Hmm.
salsa. They have mariachi. I mean, it's like across the board, and it is just so much fun. In the previous years that we've gone, the fun, of course, the performances are always awesome. But another fun part of it is, most of the bands stay at the same hotel, so till all hours of the night or morning or day or afternoon. You know,
It's just a
you'll
photo
see
party.
musicians in the lobby just jamming out, like
What's the name
artists.
of the hotel?
I'll find out for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Well,
But your music is overall it's like that. It goes from one end to the other. I mean,
yes.
you
Thanks.
have the cumbias, you have all genres
Thank you.
throughout your career. Even the last one you did, was it with Vampiro? You did the last one.
Yes, that's our last single.
That I mean,
Called
that's
Bonel.
pretty much international, and I think that guy. I was after I heard him on your CD or on that single, I was
Yes.
like, man, I need to hear him some more of him because he's badass.
He's amazing. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know if you know his story, but he's played with Mana, Jaguares, and of course, he has his own career as well. So I mean, he's an amazing guitarist.
He has that 80s feel to it.
Yeah,
I
he's
loved it. It was badass.
incredible.
Well, you know, I was the first when went to San Antonio for fanfare. I have never seen Signal before. I mean, I've seen them like that, but I've never heard them perform and stuff like that. I became a super fan
Oh,
that day I saw them, and the lead guitarist guy with the long hair.
Richard.
Yes, I was going. You know what? That guy looks very familiar to me, and I thought for sure it was the same guy from back in the '90s that used to play with you all. Do you remember this guy?
Oh, no, that was Renee, but they do look a lot
They
alike.
do look
That's
alike.
crazy. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but and I knew it wasn't him because it was 25 years later and stuff like that. So hey, do you ever keep up with him? Do you know what he's doing?
We've kept up through, through the years with a lot of our, band members, and Renee still lives here in town, and we see him every once in a while. We used to play at a club here called Halo, and he would come out sometimes and just to see us, just to hang out, and Gabriel Romo was a bass player at the time when Renee was playing with us as well, and he was from
Okay.
Arizona. He was there again, so we don't see him as often, but we hear from him every once in a while, and we try to keep in touch with, everyone that's been part of my journey, and we're still really good friends with all of them, and, just very, very thankful to have had each of them as part of my journey and everything that I've done. So, each one played a different role and, had something special to contribute, and I'm just really thankful for that.
Oh, great. I mean, that was. I'm trying to look. I'm trying to read some of this
He
stuff.
takes notes.
I do, and some of the stuff we've already talked about. But okay, you're doing the Lone Star Nights tour this year, okay?
Yes.
And I know you want to. I think I heard Gabriel talk about it on Bumper Show. You're trying to bring it Tejano more into to everybody outside of Texas because they might not know what the roots are and stuff like that. But it's the 30th year you've been in the industry, right?
Correct. Uh-huh.
Okay. Shelly just retired, and I don't want to hear you're retiring anytime soon, but
No,
it,
absolutely not.
okay, good. But okay, but if you were to retire, I'm not saying you should. I don't want you to retire at all. I want to develop this friendship back again as much as possible. But what do you see yourself doing when you retire? What's
Um,
retirement going to look like to you? Because I'm getting
well,
close to retiring. Not from
I
this show, but just teaching.
yes, I honestly don't know at this point. It would definitely be, with music, and Gabriel and I have been, kind of working on this for a while, and we had been, working with a lot of like the up and coming artists in Tejano music, and we've been doing that for years. It's not something that we just started doing or something that just kind of fell in our laps. We've been working with a lot of the up and coming artists for many years now, and basically acting like a label
Yeah.
for them, producing, arranging, writing. And of course, most of that falls into what Gabriel does. But I've always wanted to do, a lot of the like kind of on stage performance part of that, and kind of just help the artist with their stage presence, with what to do on stage. Because when you come into this, you don't, no one teaches you
Yeah.
what to do on stage. They kind of just throw you up there, and you're like, okay, what do I do now? So, I've had a lot of artists ask me, well, what do I do? What do I say? How do I interact with people? And so I think I'd like to do something like that, as far as, continuing on something in the industry and kind of working alongside Gabriel with, what he's doing with the artists as far as production and stuff like that. So, probably something along those lines, maybe working on vocally with different artists, and then kind of trying to help them with, Just I love being in the studio, even when when I was with the divas and when I worked with other artists working on just different um, collaborations and things like that. I love to try new things, and if I see someone's having a hard time, I guess it's like the background that I have in my vocal coaching. I did vocal lessons for probably close to 10 years when I was younger, so I learned a lot, and I think that that's why I've been able to sustain in this industry for so long and not lose my voice, and I can still sing all my songs in the same original keys that I've sang them in since I started, and it's really taking care of your voice and knowing what to do and how to use it and how not to injure your voice, because that it's very possible to do that singing so much, especially if you're doing it a lot and for long periods of time, and then if you're using it in the wrong way. So I would like to
You
work
just
with artists as far as that
you
goes.
just reminded me of a story, well, an experience I had with you
Oh boy.
back in the '90s,
Oh
because
boy.
I think you're at this because you you invited, well, your mom and dad invited me, and I'm sure you did too, but you invited me to go to Mi Tierras after I think it was the TMA Awards, and you sang there, and then I noticed your voice was kind of hoarse before, not hoarse, but it was like a little strained, and you were singing Volver at
Hmm.
that time, and I was going, wow. I said, and you still pulled it through. I was going, wow, that was
That's a
awesome.
professional. Do you ever get a song stuck in your head at night where you just can't go to sleep because it's stuck in your head?
Absolutely, all the time.
How does that work? I mean, I can't imagine.
And a lot of times it's not even my songs, like because I hear Gabriel work on so many songs for other artists, and or I'll hear songs that I like, and I will get them like literally. Sometimes I can't sleep. I'm like, okay, get this song out of my head.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But and then it happens, like if I want, like if I hear something that I like or that I'd like to kind of incorporate into something that I'm doing with my own song, I'll kind of just try to like go over it and see like, oh, how can I incorporate this into Tejano, and how can I change it to make it kind of mesh it together and bring like the two different genres, or whatever it may be. If it's a bass line, sometimes I'll hear a bass line and I'm like, okay, I got to remember this song because I want to use something like this in my song. And so, it's cool. It's cool to be able to do that. But there's definitely a lot of times when I hear other people's music and songs that I like that just get stuck in my head. And
That's badass. So most of your stuff, like on stage, you always keep it fresh. Always keep it fresh. Always high. As far as high energy. Not, I don't mean to say high energy because it's definitely been, but it's always full. Always real impact and real. You bring it, and it's always different. You always have something different. Do you like plan that every year? You're gonna change it up, or you just change up a little bit here and there? Or how does that work?
we do. I mean, we got to stay current, and I think that
Right.
that's been another thing that's kind of kept us here for so long, and being able to come in not just as a new artist, but someone from out of state who really had nothing to do with the Tejano music industry, and to come in and be accepted, and something that I do want to touch on is that um, I've seen artists come and go, and I've seen people kind of take a break from Tejano, different artists that, gone off and stopped singing for a while, or, had got a job, or, whatever it may be. But Tejano music, we've always, from the moment we got into it till today, we have never stopped. We've never taken a break from it. We've never stopped playing. We've never stopped touring. We've never stopped recording. Um, we've just continued throughout all of these years, and we've had to adjust to what was popular at the time or whatever, but we've always kind of kept our style and our idea of what we wanted to do, and to try to bring in that younger audience and keep that
Yeah,
younger
yeah. That's
demographic.
what we need. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really, that's been something that both Gabriel and I have kind of carried with us, because um, you know, I feel like we lost that for a while. We lost a lot of the um, younger generation, to reggaeton or to country or to whatever it may have been at the time. But when you keep it fresh, and you keep it, something that they can relate to and something that they still see as cool, and not something that's their grandfather's music or their mom and dad's music, it's still, they still identify with it. And so that's what we've always tried to do, and we
We
still try
need
to
a
do today.
we need like our own little peso pluma.
Yeah, he's doing big things.
Do you see a resurgence of Tejano music? Because I know Bumper is always saying that, and then I think in the interview he had with Gaby, he was mentioning that there's a like within the next couple years we should be excited about what's going on.
I mean, absolutely. I think that it's been kind of coming back, and you see so many more people coming out to the shows. You see new venues opening up. You see so many new bands, new artists, and just like right now. I mean, I can't even count how many new female artists are out.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And it feels like back in the 90s when there was, I mean, there was so many, Leti Buval, there was Ana Roman, and there was, so many. It was
See,
like
Ana Roman. Yeah.
Montes. And Ana and I are still really good. Actually, she messaged me just last night, and we're still really good friends. And
She's
um,
Uvalde. She's from Uvalde.
She's from Uvalde.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So, and I still keep in contact, with so many of these other female artists, and like I said, some of them move on to other things or have families, and life happens, and it's tough, and I went through that too. Luckily, I had my parents to be here with me and help me through, being able to continue on when I had my children, and I mean, we were like, okay, we're not stopping. This is, I was it. I performed till I was 8 months pregnant with both of them, and like 2 weeks later, after I had Ilea, I was back on the road. I was performing in New Mexico. Jalen, the same thing. I had him, and it was like I was back on the road again, and it was like this is do or die. Like I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have anything else, and all my family depended on me. Not only my family, but my band members depended on me. And it was like I have to do this. I don't have a
Right.
choice. And
Right.
now it's not just about us. Now I have two children that also depend on me. So it was like, we got to do this. We got to make.
Where's your go-to spot? Is it New Mexico? You'll sell out over there every time, or where's your go-to area?
Um, my strongest areas are probably West Texas, Lubbock, Midland, Odessa. We do really well in San Angelo. We do very, very well in Carrizo Springs, Crystal City area. So it's kind of just, kind of different. And it used to be Dallas back in the day. We were always in Dallas, and it's for us now. We haven't been back up to Dallas in
I
a
was always
while.
pushing you.
I need to go back up there.
Well, you're coming to
Yes.
Fort Worth in June.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Finally,
you
getting
are?
to the W area. I believe so. We're trying to
Insomnia. Or
we're trying to get everything. Well, I don't know about that one. Actually, I think we had
okay.
to. I think they postponed it, and I
Okay.
think
Okay.
it's in
Okay.
November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
was disappointed when I
I
said, "Hey,
know.
I heard you're coming to Insomnia like that," and said, "No, they didn't do the paperwork, and we couldn't wait any longer, and we booked
Okay.
something else for that."
Yes.
So
But it is happening, and it's going to be in November for sure. We've got it in our books,
I've got
and
to wait till November.
I know.
You can go to
Oh,
San
hopefully,
Antonio. I'm sure
hopefully
she's
we can get
playing
something good.
Smokes all the time, right?
oh my
Smokes.
We
gosh.
play at Smoke. Yeah, we actually are playing here next or this coming weekend. We play here in San Antonio. We're playing at a club called the Stetson Bar. So there's a lot of things coming up here in San Antonio as well. And San Antonio is a pretty big city, just like you guys have DFW. We have like the little outskirts of San Antonio, so we kind of play in the area that's not too close to San Antonio, and then we'll play in SA as well. So
Yeah,
yeah, lots of stuff.
DFW used to be a big market back in the '90s and stuff like that. I don't know what. Well, I know
No
what
radio.
happened. Yeah, the
Yeah.
radio, but
Right.
I missed that back in the
I
day.
do too. We used to have the best times up there. I mean, some of my best memories are when we used to play at Desperados all the time. I mean,
Yes,
yeah,
I used to love that.
I used to go shopping before the gig. I would go to that big
Yes.
like mall that had like all the shopping.
Yes, I remember another time you. I forgot where you were playing, but you wanted to go shopping, and your dad says, "Well, I'm not going to drive the bus," and I said, "I'll drive you," and I took you and Sasha to the mall. Yeah,
That's awesome.
that was the. I, but
No.
wait, something else. I'm not sure. If, you probably never saw me. There's only one time you've seen me dance. Uh, I don't think I danced the Hano, but I would never dance a cumbia, Nima.
Why?
I just didn't. It just I like rancheras and stuff like that. But guess what, Nemo? After she played, she said, "Buddy, dance with me." I go, and she played a cumbia. And I was like, "Oh my god!" I said, "Okay, I'm not gonna."
Yeah. Is this true or is this something in his imagination?
No,
If
it happened.
Buddy's saying it, it's true.
Yes, it happened. I remember that. I said, "Oh my God,
I need pictures.
he
Yeah,
doesn't
that didn't
believe me. All these other
happen.
things, but
It's
that was
like,
the first cumbia I ever danced, a full song. I tried before, but I was, this is not for me, like
Movies
that.
are
But
easy. All you gotta do is just like walk, like you're walking. It's super
I
simple.
see. I like turns. I like
but
holding my partner, turning,
but
and
you
stuff
you
like
used
that.
to teach
Fun.
dancing, right,
I
buddy?
used to teach salsa dancing.
So it's kind of the same thing. All you do is kind of move.
Yeah, but back in the 90s, I didn't dance
Oh, okay,
like
okay.
that. I didn't dance too much like that. Back in, I think when was that? Probably in like the early 2000s, I started salsa dancing because I, one of the reasons why I left Tejano is because I went broke. And I, TV channels changed. And I said, oh, I don't have another 6 months to a year to build up an audience on the TV show in Dallas. And so I said, and I was going broke anyway, so I decided to go back to teaching. But I started listening to salsa music, and I learned how to do salsa dance. And like Nemo said, I started teaching salsa dance to my students.
Very cool.
I was going to teach Tejano dance, but it's hard to get a circle going like that at an area. So, but
Yeah, that's
salsa
true.
people, we dance on tables, between tables, and everything like that. So, I
Very
like
cool.
that part.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yes, I do that. Well, next time we're at a club together, I'll ask you to dance.
Don't agree.
If
Just
Gabriel,
say just say yeah.
Gabriel
Just
let
say
me.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
So I
it's
mean, what I mean,
okay.
what part does it go from fan to fanatic with Geraldo?
It's just like
I mean, like from
I'm down that line.
that thin line. Where do you have very many fans? I know that you're very personable. I know that you have that demeanor where people come up to you and stuff. And you've been around the Metroplex for the longest time. I'm sure you have people that come to your concerts every time you're here, and you probably know them by name. I'm sure that happens in every city.
Yes.
So, how many of these fans do you have? Do you have quite a bit, like a little Stefani Montiel military mafia or anything?
She has a buddy in every
I
city.
like we've been in this a long time, so we've made a lot of friends throughout the years. And I consider them more like, like I call them my Steph fam. They've even named themselves my Stefanatics or my Stephaholics.
Nice,
So in
nice.
different cities, they're different things, but it's been really nice because having that support and having people that have supported you and know your story and know, they know everything. They know everything about me, and it's like it's so cool to just have people like that in your life that truly care and support and are there for you. For they'll drive from the valley to see us in Lubbock, or they'll drive from Lubbock to San Antonio or to Houston, or wherever it may be. I mean, we have fans from Arizona and New Mexico that come in just to see us here in San Antonio sometimes, or they'll drive from Arizona to Midland, and that is something that I don't take lightly, because that's a big sacrifice. That's it's even a big sacrifice to go up to Austin to see someone, or whatever. But to have them come multiple times a year to see us and make that sacrifice and that drive, and it costs a lot. I mean, in addition to just the
The ticket,
tickets,
yeah.
it's hotels and gas and food and all of that stuff. So I don't take that lightly,
The
and
bar
it
tab.
really, really means a
Yes.
lot. And then they come with gifts, so like I'm like, wow, it's just
Or photo albums.
our photo albums.
Yeah.
it,
What's
Yeah.
the coolest gift you got?
oh gosh, oh my
Besides the photo album.
Yeah, she don't
Besides the
remember that
photo
one.
album.
I get a lot of like makeup stuff. I get a lot of like I got this really cool. My friend Cindy gave me a really cool. It's like a vanity, like a portable vanity. So it's like a little suitcase, and you open it up, and it has like all the lights in it, like the ring lights, and there's place for all your makeup, and it was fully stocked. And she's like
Fully stocked.
everything.
Wow.
Um, I've gotten a lot of really wonderful, like meaningful gifts after my mom's passing, and that has been probably some of the most touching and just heartfelt,
Yeah,
gifts
I'm
that
sure.
people have ever given to me, and I treasure every single one of them. I have an area that I just keep all of that stuff. I received blankets and cups with her pictures, and pictures of us together, pictures of my kids with her and my grandbaby, and all of that stuff. It means so 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 much to me, and I can never thank people enough for their kindness
Oh,
and generosity, and
very
it means a
nice.
lot.
That's sweet.
Well, I can't give you this,
Mm.
but I'll make a copy. I'm not sure if you have the first original copy, but
My mom may have one somewhere because I'm
she
telling you,
may.
she
Yes.
has one of everything at least, so it's pretty awesome. I'll have to look through her stuff.
Okay. That'd be well. It's already getting close to Olivia's bedtime.
Olivia's,
Yeah,
Olivia's.
it is. But Nemo goes to bed around 8 o'clock, so we
No
have to
way.
hit some of the comments in our chat. Can you see the chat?
I can't. I was the one that had the phone on earlier with everyone's
Okay.
voices. I'm so sorry. I didn't turn it
All
off.
right.
So
Now
I turned it off because I was embarrassed.
that's okay. I wear glasses, so I can't read too well. So Nemo's got to help me with some of this stuff. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
Try to
Well, okay. Well, some of our friends, Sam, they said, "What's up, guys? Welcome, Stephanie."
Hey, Sam.
Sam was actually one of our first. I guess,
P1s,
yeah, P1s.
listeners.
He's like, I guess he helped us test out this the streaming platform. So
He was one of our first guests, I think.
yes, he was
Really?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first guest.
yeah. He
Okay,
was our first
Okay, I
guest.
see him now.
He
and
was
then let's
Hi,
see.
Don. What's up, Sam?
And then there's Bobby. Bobby's from California. Says hello, Stephanie, Nemo, Oraldo.
Hey,
Great to
Bobby.
see you, Stephanie, on the show. Okay. Lawrence said,
Videos.
"Cubo, guys, hello to beautiful Stephanie." Lawrence is a great friend to the show. He's DJ Indio. He's got a radio station at San Angelo,
Oh,
and
yes.
yes, he's awesome. If you ever need a music video, well, I don't want to volunteer
Here we go. Yeah, here we
Lawrence,
go.
but
He
he
does that a
he
lot.
he does what? What do I do? Volunteer Lawrence, and I
Yeah,
try
yeah.
not to uh, take advantage of his generosity, but Lawrence is a great guy to know, and if you haven't met him, he's a great guy.
All right.
Uh, are are you going to be in Vegas
Not
this
this year. I
year?
mean, we
Time in
may go
Vegas?
just to be there to support, but we're not performing this year, not in
Oh,
Vegas.
okay. Did you know I went to Vegas this past year?
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay.
nice.
Well, I was hoping to see you there last year, but I'm
I
going
know.
again this year. So hopefully I'll see you if you do go there to support. And let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. Alfredo, it says hello, hello. Is the grandfather of Allie. Allie does what's that song?
She's
I am a
so
child.
cute. She's such a pretty little girl and so talented.
Yes, and
Yes.
he and he told me he was going to be performing in San Antonio
He
for
invited him.
Fanfare. He
Oh
invited
Came
me,
special
my
invitation. Had a seat for him and everything.
and I
God.
forgot. I
Hey, it
forgot.
happens. Stuff. I do stuff like
Yes,
that all the time. It happens.
but Alfredo,
There's no reason for him to forget that. There's no reason.
I
You're
swear.
busy. You have a full schedule, but
Okay,
he went
okay,
for
all
that
right, all right.
specific reason. And
But I swear, Alfredo, next time if you perform, I will be there, unless you're performing during Stephanie's session. So that's the only exception. All right, let's see. Let's see. Bobby already said. Alfredo just said
Work my soul.
hello. Let's see.
Better.
Uh, Ali
Jean.
Barbarossa says hello from Idaho. Hey,
Cool.
oh, guess what? A medical. Remember my
Yay,
camera guy?
yes, I
Hey,
saw him. I'm like,
there
woo!
he is. All
A
right, a
medical.
medical. All right.
Yay. Miss y'all. You guys were like the team back in the
Yeah, we
day.
are. We are. Yeah. But
I
now I
love
live
that.
I live in North Dallas and he's still in Fort Worth and so but when you perform it in Fort Worth, it takes me an hour and a half to get to Fort Worth.
Up there.
And I will have to get a hotel room because I'm not going to drive back after a performance. So, yeah, it's going to be expensive for me.
I
But
see.
you're well worth it. You're right. Let's
Wait,
see.
wait.
Let's see.
don't
Ford
don't
Muscle
say anything
Biz.
about the bus. Whatever you do,
Oh,
because he'll start hanging around.
oh no.
Hey, it's
Hey,
been a long time since I've been on your bus.
Aw.
well, I do want to check it out. I didn't have time to do it there, but our friend, another friend, when I sent you that video of Dance Tejano, our friend Jerry, he used to be a dancer on that show,
Oh,
doesn't
cool.
Doesn't his son work at a hotel in the stockyards? You don't
Oh,
I
remember
don't.
that?
I don't know.
Nemo?
I
Okay.
don't know.
Because I'm hoping for a discount if I do get over there. So, Jerry? Okay.
I'm sure he's on
Let's.
here.
and Jerry says, Buddy can stay at Nemo's house.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay.
Nemo's like, Really, Jerry?
Okay. Wait, you're reading ahead of me there. Let's
Yeah,
see. I didn't see that. Okay.
I didn't either.
JD from Conroe,
Hey,
Texas.
but I think Jerry actually lives in North Side, a lot
He does?
closer.
Okay. It's a buddy happier than a kid at Toys R Us.
See,
Yes, I am.
Tejano
Let's see.
Chicano says, Loca por quererte. I can literally play that song over and over again. Aw, that's really cool.
Okay, and wait, you
Love
guys
that.
are reading way ahead of me. I said, I'm
Oh,
at Tejano Chicano 13. It's a great interview.
aw.
Hey, I think Tejano Chicano wrote me a message the other on Bumper's show, but I'm not going to mention what you said. But thanks
do you
for the
know?
great interview.
I saw the bumper show. I saw part of it, and you were
Yeah.
like blowing up that text on there. Hey, it's super fan. Hey, I'm a fan.
Who, me?
You hit Tejano Time logo on there.
Oh, okay, yeah, I
Yeah, you
try.
were like,
Hey, it's about promote, promote, promote,
yeah,
promote. I'm
no,
trying
yes,
to.
That's what we try to
overkill.
do.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Medico, what did he say? When are you coming back to Fort Worth? I think he said November, right?
November, yes, November for sure. Unless we get something before that. Hopefully it won't be that long. Hopefully we'll get something up there.
I hope you do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
I
got
mean,
to
y'all used to
call,
You're
come
up
to the
text.
there.
West all the
If
time.
Let us
Yes.
know. It would
Let's
be nice
see.
to return up there. So yeah, if you guys know anywhere that we could play or anyone we could contact,
Frank
just please
T,
let us know.
Frank T.
Frank
I've
T,
been calling
definitely.
Frank. I've been calling Frank, and he keeps telling me he's going to take me up there, but so
All
far
right.
we haven't been able to play. So
Let's
hopefully
see.
soon.
Oh, wait a
Hopefully.
second. Wait a second. Alfredo says Buddy doesn't have any rhythm.
Yeah, to dance cumbia.
I don't know.
That's embarrassing.
Hey, I'm a salsa dancer. I just prefer ranchera or salsa. I don't prefer cumbias, except the one that I danced with Stefan, like that.
What was the
That was
song?
I don't remember.
La
I was
Chona?
just trying not to step on her. Let's see. Let's see. Allie has a new single out there. Oh, that's her. What is? I can't read it. It says Fas- Fascinación. I can't read it.
Fascinación.
Okay. Oh, there. Okay, so you already read ahead of me. Okay, Jerry says bumper. You know what, Nemo? I'm gonna
Yeah,
crash in your
I
place.
live far from Insomnia.
That's okay. That's okay. I will. I'm going to drive to your house, except for your dogs. Your dogs bark all the time.
Thank you.
All right, and let's see. Mart's a good friend from Fort Worth. It says, was a was a good one. And tonight, guys, wish people would have asked a bit more questions. I have more questions, but I
Yeah,
know
I mean, we have
Nemo.
Hey,
plenty of
that's what I'm
questions.
here for. Let's
Okay,
do
We
let's
have
see
it.
what
plenty of
else.
questions. It's not
Hey,
that.
Mart, you got any questions? See that's the bad part about our market up here. Not enough promoters. Yes, sometimes not. We don't have a lot of concerts out here anymore. I remember
Really?
we used to have like Tejano Wednesdays during the summer for like 2 to 3 months.
Didn't they used to have that party on the plaza thing back in the day too? That was really cool. Like we used to
Yeah,
go.
that I
Yeah.
think that you're referring to Tejano Wednesdays.
Is that what it was? Okay.
I think so. I used to. Well, if you go to It's Tejano Time, a lot of my shows that I posted, I only posted like 50 shows,
Wow.
and but I had like maybe close to 200 shows that I did back
Oh,
in the
geez.
90s. Yeah, I did it for like 3 years, and then I did reruns for a while. That, but yeah, a lot of them were at the. Yeah, they bulldozed that and put a. I forgot what they put over there. Let's see what else we got here. Alfredo said, "Great show, thanks." Stephanie makes it great.
Aw.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, Janie has a question.
Okay.
Okay, type it in there, Janie.
Why Montiel? She says, why Montiel? Why not?
Oh,
That's a good question. That's a
Why not Zavala
yeah.
well,
I
okay, so let's go back.
or
Remember I
Sullivan? Or
told
you
you
were Sullivan there for the
guys,
longest.
yes.
right? So that's actually the logical thing that I would come in as Stephanie Sullivan. But when I got signed with Capital, I was just Stephanie. They just wanted Stephanie. They wanted to keep it simple. And at the time, there was no other Stephanie in the industry, so it was like, okay, well, we're not going to have any problems with having someone named Stephanie or having someone with the same last name or things. So we're just going to keep it simple
Right.
and Stephanie. So that's what it was when I recorded the two songs with them. Well, then I went on to Sony, and when I signed with Sony, that's when that other stuff happened with the other Stephanie that came in and recorded the same two songs as I did and put them on her album and all that. So then there was a huge, just everyone was like, wait a minute, like who's who and whatever. They didn't know that they didn't even know there was two Stephanies because Capitol basically told everyone that it was her all along and that that those were her songs, which they weren't. I had
Mm.
recorded them prior to that. So it just got really confusing for a lot of people. And so Sony then decided that they didn't want to use Sullivan because it didn't sound Hispanic, and
Yeah.
it's not. It's Irish.
Okay.
Um, so
Your
they
dad's Irish?
Was your dad adopted?
no,
No.
no,
Okay.
that's my grandfather's last name, and it's
Okay.
kind of crazy because he's like super dark. He was dark, very dark complected, morenito,
Yeah.
spoke
'Cause your dad
Spanish.
doesn't look Irish.
Yeah,
No,
no, he doesn't.
no,
Mm-mm.
and yeah, so they're Mexican and Irish. Uh,
So they drink a lot.
no, actually, my dad doesn't drink at all.
What? So how did that work out with the tequila? Did you know the person for that brand that you pushed?
The Diva Tequila, yeah,
The
we met
diva.
him in Arizona, and we
So
started pushing Diva Tequila.
What
yeah.
what's
So
what's this diva tequila? I haven't heard
so
that.
that was
Wait,
that
let me go back to
was.
the Montiel. So
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Stephanie
Yeah, yeah.
Montiel, and that's how it stayed. I just stayed with Stephanie Montiel, and even though Gabriel's my husband, it was like, am I going to change my name again? It's going to be Stephanie, then Stephanie Montiel, Stephanie Sullivan, Stephanie Zavalas. I'm like, okay, we're just going to keep Montiel, and we're just going to leave it. So that's that. But then on to the tequila. Let's get
yes.
the good stuff.
What's that? I've never heard of
Um,
that.
yeah,
Diva.
so
Di-
this guy, actually, he wanted to do a tour with the divas and do, something many years after we had done the Las Tres Divas, and we couldn't make that happen. So he ended up sponsoring me, and so I was one of the first ones to get sponsored by Diva Tequila, and we did a lot of promotions with them here in San Antonio and in Vegas, Las Vegas, and we just did a lot of. Hey, isn't this a drinking game that you said? Because I heard Buddy say Vegas a lot of times already.
yes. Oh, they do it on their own. I don't encourage them. That when I go like this, everyone's like that. But
Um,
so
so
could
so
you
yeah,
is
so then we started working with Diva Tequila, and it became like just a really cool thing. We had a lot of promotions with them, and a lot of our fans really just loved the Diva Tequila. And
Okay,
it,
wait. I
is
missed all of that. So can you just repeat it?
you could
oh,
play the replay. No,
I'm
no,
just
no, no,
kidding. I'm
no,
just
no.
kidding.
You don't
No,
need to
no.
replay.
I mean, I tried the tequila when it came out and stuff, and it's
it's a different
yeah,
taste.
yeah,
I
yeah.
actually loved it with orange. Like if you would take your shot with orange, oh my gosh, it was so good. It was really good with orange. So.
Okay.
So did they pay for that video and all for you? Because they were like heavily sponsored. I mean, like
They were one of the
product placement
sponsors.
all over the place.
Yes, they were one of the sponsors for the Quien Quiere Shots video, and it just kind of went hand in hand with that song. And at the time, I was with BMB Music, and they were the other ones that kind of just helped us out with the video. And then we had another sponsor who was one of the Ford dealerships right outside of San Antonio, and so they were the last sponsor that brought in all the trucks that you see like
Oh
around
yeah,
the
yeah.
fire and stuff. So
Oh,
Can
that's
you still get
cool.
that diva tequila?
Yeah,
Is it still
I
around?
believe
they
you can
they
still
still
get
sell
it.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
think
Yeah.
I'll start looking for it because I haven't seen it. Is your
Are you
picture
still
on there?
part of that?
no, we haven't worked with them in a while now.
Then why bother?
Okay,
Why
yeah. Okay.
bother?
Well, I didn't know. I was gonna ask you, is your face on the bottle, Stephanie?
No, no,
No, no. But it
it's
had
not.
a cool diamond on the top of it that I loved. And it's
Ah,
pink. It's pink tequila, so it's
So
pretty good.
so
is
back
it
to an
flavored?
earlier.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
It
it's kind of a little flavored.
has
Kind of
like a
got a little.
fruity like flavor to it, sort of
Yeah.
like. Mhm.
So, how many
It's
shots did you have to take during the video? Okay,
Too many.
too many.
did you? Did you?
We did, yeah. Actually, like we were out like on a ranch, and so we basically some friends of ours let us film the video there, and I don't even remember how many people came out. We made barbecue for everyone. So there was food out there, and everyone had their trucks with the lights parked
Yeah.
towards each other. So everyone was kind of like part of the video, and we had a lot of people just come in and be part of the bar scene and the drinking part, and it was a lot of fun. We had a blast that night.
What was Ilea and Sasha in the video
Yep.
in that what is it? What kind of car were you driving? I forgot.
Ilea's the one that's like waving her hands around outside of the Jeep, like when they're driving the Jeep. That's Ilea. She's like
Okay.
standing up, like waving her hands around, and she's the one at the beginning when she's like, "Hey, y'all want to come to a Stefani Montiel party?" That's
Oh
Ilea.
yeah, where those guys are saying, "Where's the party at?" Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
that's
I'm gonna have to
Ilea.
rewatch that again
So
and just
back
oh yeah,
to
that's her.
you
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah.
singing with other people, and did you ever share the stage with Stephanie, the other Stephanie?
We I don't really remember. It was so early on in my career. And then because there was just that kind of weirdness there,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we
It's,
didn't end up doing a lot together. I mean, we would see each other at like award shows and things like
yeah. I remember taking a picture with both of you, and it was the most awkward picture I ever took in my life.
Well,
So,
yeah, I mean, like there were times when she would refuse to take pictures with
yeah,
me. So it was kind of like, okay, like
yeah.
it was a weird situation, and it wasn't weird on my part because I didn't do anything wrong.
Right,
I
right,
didn't
right.
there was no I don't know, it was just kind of like it was what it was and there was nothing I could do about it, and so like I just went on.
Yeah,
But I think, having to come in and record someone else's music and try to sing it like them and try like it was the same exact arrangement. They didn't change the arrangement at all. It was basically the same backing music and then she just sang it like I did. And so that's why there was so much confusion. And I don't know if she got people, people would tell her anything about it. I don't really know. But I imagine, it was just weird for both of us. That's kind of like
Right.
just a dirty thing that I think the label did. And it's
yeah.
Yeah,
unfortunate
it's
because,
probably sounds like a label thing, and she
yeah, and
probably
I
felt
don't think
awkward
either
Do you
about
one of
it.
remember?
us
Was it
meant
Gary Hobbs and Elsa Garcia? They released the same single one time.
that happens several times.
Yeah,
I mean, but that can happen with a song, but not recording the same song with the same
yeah.
arrangement and then telling people
That's me.
it was that it wasn't that girl, it's me all along, and I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure it wasn't her, it was a label thing, and
Right.
unfortunately, that causes, friction, and I never wish her bad. It's unfortunate that it happened, and it's a little frustrating, I think, for both of us. I think we both had to deal with it throughout the years, but we've just kept going, and we
Yeah,
didn't look back. We didn't stop. We've continued, and we're still here doing what we do, still releasing music, still out there performing, and that's all you can do. You
yeah.
can't you
Good for
can't look
y'all.
back, and
Good for y'all.
you can't dwell on anything. So
So, who's the most favorite artist you've done a duet with, or been share the stage with? I know you've done a lot with a lot
Yes.
of
ooh,
different
shared the
ones.
stage with. Oh man, just recently, Sheila E. That was
Oh,
like that's been like
What?
yeah.
yeah.
When?
So I got to so we're talking about Las Vegas and David and Sarah Chavez. They do a lot of different events, all over the United States. And a couple months ago, they called me to go to Los Angeles and do to perform at a women's conference. Funny thing is, Mario Lopez was hosting. They were Betty's face. And let's see who else. They were honoring a bunch of women that have contributed to just music or philanthropists, whatever it may have been. They were recognizing it and giving them some awards and things like that at this women's conference. And they asked me to go and sing "God Bless Them" or "America the Beautiful."
Okay.
And then I got to sing with a gentleman out of LA. His name is Coda, and he does a lot of like the R&B kind of like old school like 50s kind of vibe stuff, and he sings so beautiful. So I got to do a duet with him. And then after that, I was asked to come up on stage with Sheila E. and just kind of sing and dance with her, and that was I didn't actually get to like collaborate with her, but I was
Yeah.
on stage with her, and it was like probably like one of the biggest dreams of my life because Sheila E's always been a huge inspiration to me. And before I moved to Texas from New Mexico, I always wanted to incorporate playing timbales into my show, but it just didn't. It didn't happen. It didn't work out. But she's always been a huge inspiration to me. So it was
That,
really cool to get to meet her and get on stage with her and get a hug from her, and
Oh
it was really
wow.
cool.
that
She was
is
really
cool. Now, did you
I,
ever do anything with any general artists like Madonna or like?
Probably the biggest artists that I worked with were actually like mostly in the like the salsa scene or the merengue. So I did a lot of shows with like Ricky Martin. I did some shows
Oh,
with La
that's cool.
India. We did some stuff with where Mark Anthony performed. So it was really at that time when I was with Sony, and I was able to go to like showcases that they were
Yeah.
putting on, and I was able to perform in like in Las Vegas with Ricky Martin, and several other salsa artists and merengue artists at that time, because Sony was trying to push me into the English market. That's really where they wanted me to go when they signed me. They didn't want me to stay in Tejano. They wanted to push me into the English market. And unfortunately, Sony Discos folded before I had that opportunity. But when we recorded like Ay Papi back in the day, that was one of the songs that really did well for me. And it was like number, I don't even remember what number it was, but it was on the charts in Puerto Rico because it was doing so well in that market.
Wow.
And so it was on the charts in Puerto Rico between like Michael Jackson and Celine Dion. And it was like, what? Like, that's just crazy, you know? And so Sony was super excited because I had been doing so well on national charts with that song, and it was doing good in Miami. I remember we went to Miami for the Billboard Music Awards, Gabe and I, and we were so excited. We rented a convertible. I don't even know what it was, like a convertible car, and we were driving down, wherever it was. I don't know where we were driving. We were in Miami somewhere,
Yeah.
and we were listening to salsa on the radio, and Ipapi came on, and we were like, "What? That's crazy!" That we couldn't believe.
That is cool.
Then we go into a club that they were having an after party, and they played iPapi, and we were just like, "Oh my gosh!" Like we were just stunned because it was completely out of our Tejano world, like, and we didn't really, there was no social media. We didn't know it was being played anywhere, or if it was being played. It was just kind of like it was just by chance that we happened to go to this club and they were playing it, and it was just like, wow, it was just so amazing. But it's I guess everything works out the way it's supposed to, and even though they had those plans for me, they didn't come to fruition. But it's cool to say that that I had the opportunity to do that.
You're
With
right there. Yeah.
artists. So yeah,
That's sweet.
and they played the video on VH1, so that was pretty cool too.
Oh, you have a video for iPoppy?
Uh huh. Yeah, we
Uh,
recorded it here in San Antonio at Cowboys Dance Hall,
Talking about music videos,
and they
I
flew in like
this
all of.
this
Yes.
summer I'm planning to do more. I Before we started Time Talk, I was editing videos for the YouTube channel, and this summer, since I have more time, I'm going to start working on those video shows. I would love to get all your videos that I haven't already had. Because I never knew you had a video for that one. I don't have your current ones like shot and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
you're gonna have to send me those
I will for sure.
like that,
Yeah.
or tell me where I could download them and stuff and like that, or who
Okay.
I need to
YouTube,
contact.
right? I'm sure YouTube,
Some of
right?
them are on YouTube. Yeah, I think one of the ones that I think we couldn't find was it iPoppy. I think that was one of the ones that we couldn't find, and I don't know if Sony. I'm not exactly sure why it wasn't uploaded or whatever, but I know that we have copies of it. We've just got to get it, and upload it.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to put that on my. I say like I don't have a ASCAP or BMI or I forgot what
How
those
do you
things
feel
are.
about that?
Oh, that's a good
I
question.
mean, it doesn't bother me. I think, like the more support, the better.
Yeah.
It's nice to have, people out there, especially when we can't, sometimes we can't even find the music because I know like with Sony, a lot of the music that we released, back with them, and it's not just my music, but it's,
Right.
anyone that was with Sony, it's not available anymore. So you can't find those CDs or you can't find
Back in
those.
the '90s, they can watch my show.
Yeah, there you
So,
go. See,
but there's a lot of internet radios that plays music and they don't pay the
Right.
ASCAP or
oh yeah,
BMI.
I
How
mean,
do you feel about that?
that's tough. I mean that's just um,
It's a
you know,
double-edged sword. It's
it really
good and
is.
bad. Yeah.
Exactly. Again, the support is great and we appreciate that. But we hardly make any money off of it, as it is. And then not to get paid from, people that are kind of just basically sharing that and doing whatever with it. It does hurt. And it is a bit frustrating, especially since we used to get like I think it was close to a penny around a penny, and now it's like way below that.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Takes a
So sad.
thousand plays or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's really tough, and it's tough to make a living at it. So that's the thing anymore. We don't make a living off of that because we can't. There's just no way you could. So
Right.
we're able to make our
Merch and performances is how you make your living.
exactly
Yeah. See,
exactly.
when Nemo said I could download, I don't want to download it without permission.
Uh-huh.
Like all the record labels gave me the rights to play all the music videos that I have, and
Hmm.
I've got a fax saying all that stuff.
That's cool.
But like, I don't know where I would get shot or anything like that. I mean, it's probably on your YouTube channel, but I
Uh-huh.
can't. I don't think I could rip a copy and download it and stuff. I need like a clean copy, and I
Okay.
need permission. Like,
Gabe knows how to do all that, so I'll ask him
okay.
about it and see if we can get that stuff to you so you have it.
Okay, great. Oh, and in a few months, I would love to have Gabe on the show. Gabriel on here,
So
definitely.
where do you
So
sell your
talk.
merch at? Is it on your website?
Right now, I honestly haven't been selling merch, just because my mom was the one that used to handle all of that for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So it's been very difficult for me to do that. And we just recently started at fanfares when we only made one T-shirt, and it was just for the new tour. And I just, I've had a very, very hard time going through
Yeah.
her stuff because she just had her way of doing things, and she had it
Right.
packed perfectly and meticulously, and I've had a very, very difficult time moving forward with
Okay.
that, and I feel like I just feel bad doing it without her because she's handled that since I was a little girl. My mom used to, we talk about the album that I released when I was 9 years old. Well, she's been doing my merchandise since then. She would be out there selling my albums and selling my T-shirts, and so
Yeah.
it just feels almost wrong to do it without her. And I know it's going to take some time, but
Yeah.
hopefully soon we'll get that going again,
Yeah.
and
I
get people
remember.
to
I
trust.
remember helping her through the table and help sell and stuff like that.
Yes.
She was a wonderful lady. Okay. Uh, I know Nemo's getting tired. He's already good. I can see it in his eyes already.
No, that's
Let's
that's my natural look.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, but let's finish up some the last couple of these. Let's see. Jenny says my niece Elisha got on stage with you on for fanfare. That little girl that was
And
singing
la calma.
Oh my God.
was on stage with
Yes,
you.
that was what I was telling you is right. Remember, I was telling you before the show started, at Fanfare, I ran from my stage, which was under the bridge, and I ran to
Oh,
La Gama stage to go do Echame la Culpa with them. But
okay,
they were having some issues with the sound, and so it kind of took a little bit longer. So I did end up performing. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to because we started, I think, like maybe like 10 minutes apart. So they started their
okay.
show and they wanted to do Echame la Culpa. So yeah, I remember that she got up on
Well, awesome,
Alicia. Yeah, she got up on stage with us. We had pictures, and she did really good. She was super cute, and
awesome. Okay,
and ran back over to my stage and started my show.
okay. And here's America. It was great listening to you. Hopefully to see you in November. We're hoping to see you a lot sooner than that.
Yes, me too, me too. And I'd appreciate you guys, requesting the music, all the fans out there that are listening. I do have a brand new single out with Cesar Omar. He's the lead singer of David Ligarse y Los Musicales. And we did a song called Cuando Me Dé La Gana, and it's doing really well right now on the charts. And we would just really appreciate the support. And of course, you guys can check out my Facebook page, my website. It's stefanimontiel.com, and it's Stefani and then Montiel.com. And it has all my dates on there where I'm going to be. You can keep in touch with us there. There's booking information and, just all the information that you might need to book us, or just if you just want to know about me. My bio's on there, shows all the videos and takes you to my YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, please. We appreciate all the support that you give us, and of course, for Gabriel Zavala as well, because he does all my music, and then he does a slew of other artists that
Oh
are just
yeah.
amazing and up and coming, and outside the box. I think that's really what we need to do in this industry is think outside the box again, because that's the only way that we're going to catch the eye of national people, and I think that that's really why I was picked up by Ford a couple of years ago, and I did a big promotion with Ford, and it was, they want to see forward thinkers. They want to see people who are thinking outside that box and doing, bigger things, who are not afraid to,
Totally
try
you.
something
Yeah.
different. And
Totally
so,
you.
I just encourage, so many of the younger up and coming artists, not to get stuck in that box, because it's easy. It's easy to happen, and it did happen to me for a while with when I was signed with the label. They wanted a certain sound, or they would see something was hitting, and they wanted me to go with that. Oh, make it sound like X, or make it sound like Y, and it was just
Right.
like that's not me. And so, I think being my with my own independent label, that's really what helped me to kind of my own sound in my own way. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm a millionaire, or that I don't struggle. I do, and I'm just
It's
like
tough
everyone
out there.
there.
Yeah.
It is. It's very hard, and especially for a female in our industry for a long time.
Especially, that's so sad.
Yes.
Yeah, and to this day,
Especially, you guys work hard.
we do, and we really do. I mean, it's not just the singing; it's the appearance, it's the show, it's the dress, it's the great music. We have to come out with all of that, and it has to be a total package. And
Do you ever wear
it's
the same thing twice?
sometimes I do. People say I never see you, but I do. I do.
So, what do you think about they just gave an award, the Tejano Award to El Plan? You heard of them?
Yes.
What do you think of them? I mean, because after that, I YouTubed them and I watched them. I find nothing fascinating. They sound just like a wedding cover band. What do you think?
I mean, I think, everyone has their sound, and everyone, I'm not going to knock anyone. I think they're a great band. I think they're
Yeah,
very
yeah, they're
talented.
great musicians.
I just like, I was involved with the Grammys for many years. I was on their board for 10 years. For 7 of those years, I was a national trustee, and I was the only Hispanic female ever to have sat on their board, on a national board.
Wow.
And so, what that means is I would go to their meetings about what was happening with the Grammys, what the planning was going on, what we were doing for the award shows, how much money we had. I mean, I knew the ins and outs of everything that was going on with the Grammys, and my reason for getting involved was because I wanted to help Tejano music to grow, and I wanted it to be, really, I wanted to save our category, because at that time we still had a Tejano category. Um, but unfortunately, that line just gets blurred when you have the more norteño sound, and we have Tejano stations playing that, and that line gets blurred, and you can't really differentiate, what it is that makes it different.
Yeah,
People would
yeah.
say on a national level, you play accordion. Okay, so you have accordion in Tejano, and you have accordion in regional Mexican or norteño. You have a bajo
They
sexto.
just
You
lump
have,
it
and they
together.
would compare it in those ways. It was just really hard to say, well, no, this isn't, or this is, when it sounds so similar. And so that's why, like for the longest time, I really tried to get our industry to stay true to what Tejano is, which is a more progressive sound, and that's what Tejano always was. It wasn't the norteño or the norteño light sound. It was very progressive. Like, I mean, when I came into Tejano, I loved, David Lee, and I loved the Latin Breed. I loved that, like, that big band sound, and that was what, like, just really drove me and interested me, because it was something that I thought was just so unique. And you hear you hear the different styles of music that kind of inspired that. You can hear the jazz, or the R&B, or
Yeah.
all of that stuff just kind of coming together in this Tejano song, and that's what I wanted to be a part of. And when it started changing, and again, I'm not knocking that sound, because I love norteño music, and I love the norteño light, and I love all of that style, but it needs to be, I felt like it needed to be two separate things.
The-
And it was frustrating when, we would play the norteño music on our stations, but we weren't being played on
Played
on
on.
their
Yeah.
stations,
Hmm.
Right.
and with good reason, because a lot of people say, yeah, well, you guys don't speak Spanish correctly, you say the wrong words, and stuff like that. I heard that all the time, and it's probably true. We didn't, and we most of us don't. We're from the United States. We don't
Yeah.
speak perfect
That's
Spanish.
such an old school way of thinking, though.
Yeah.
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 But I mean, Tejano is an American art form, and I felt like that should be in the Grammys, and it should have its own
Yeah.
category. It should be thrown into a regional Mexican category, because it isn't regional Mexican; it's Tejano.
Yeah.
And So I fought and fought and fought, and we kept the category for a long time. But as soon as like I just started seeing that the even from the people in our industry that weren't supporting it or didn't see the importance of it, it was just I was fighting an uphill battle, and that's shortly after my term expired. I think a year or two later, they took the category
Well,
away completely and put it in with the regional Mexican.
Well, thank you for fighting the good fight.
So
yeah.
I tried, I tried, and it's still possible. That's the thing is that we have a lot of great artists, and um, we have to be able to compete and compete at that level, which is really having great productions, songs, and talent. You can't have stuff that's being produced that um, isn't top notch, and
Yeah, I
so
agree. We need to invest.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think
Okay.
it can get back to that.
I just want to get that question out because I saw the band and I saw the category and I go, I don't get it, but okay. But thank you.
Okay. All right. We have a few more. Let's see. Did I do this one? America? It says it's
Yeah, you
great
did
listening
medical.
to you. Okay, I did that.
Lawrence.
Lawrence, it says FYI, Google Radio is fully accredited with ASCAP BMI. So, yes.
How do you pronounce that?
So
Okay, let's go to the next one.
go ahead.
Nemo's messing with my Spanish. Ah,
I'm
no,
not
no, no,
stuck
no.
right now, so
Okay, let's see. It says a fully correct. Okay, he already said that. Oh, he put it up there twice. Jerry. Jerry is the one that told me about the video I sent you earlier today about for Dance to How Your Performance.
oh,
Oh,
that was
and
so cute.
everybody out there, if you Google Dance Tejano Stephanie Fort Worth in the YouTube search bar, you'll see it. And
That was so cool.
I can't believe I wore vests back in the day.
Hey,
Like,
vests are coming back. They're cool.
not me.
And
I'll
she
never
would
wear
know.
Bring 'em
She
that.
would
back. Bring
know.
'em back.
Not for me at all. Oh, but you know what? They had kind of a Southwest vibe to it, like a New Mexico vibe.
Yes,
I
right. And
think.
that's what we're
Oh
doing.
yeah.
We're kind of like going back to that kind of like,
Yeah,
that
not me.
Hanoverian vibe.
No, I'm too old to wear vests like that anymore. But Jerry is the one that told me it was on YouTube, and he's
That
keeping
was
asking.
really cool.
I'm trying to get Jerry to do Dance Tejano again, but in Fort Worth, and I
Ooh.
will help you, Jerry, if you ever decide to get into that.
There's a lot
Uh,
of interest, and there's a lot of really great Tejano dancers again. Like you see people going
yes,
out again, and really, I don't know, it's coming back. I think it's coming full circle.
full circle.
It took a little while, but it's here. It's coming.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and this will be the last one. It says, Lauren says, "Yes, I would love to do a music video for you." Well, Stephanie, there you go. I didn't have to push him too much, but Lawrence is great. He's done a
He
lot of
he's
music
working with
videos. So.
Texas Latino for their 30th right now.
Yeah, I think he's doing that
He's,
one.
he's
Cool.
doing that video. He's working with them right now. So
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
Lawrence and
awesome.
I are working on a project, and hopefully we'll launch it this summer. If not,
Okay.
definitely by the end of the year we'll have it done like that, and
Awesome.
you'll hear more about that.
yeah,
Okay,
I'm
you
Okay.
guys
sure.
keep
For
informed.
All
sure.
right. Well, we loved having you. There's a
Yes.
lot. There's a lot more. I
Thank you.
mean, I could talk about your family the entire time, but I'm trying not to. Save some more for later on. And we love having you, and we'd love to have you again soon. Make sure you tell Gabriel that we want him also.
Maybe
I will.
right
And
in November, right before your show,
Oh
you could
yeah, that
plug your
oh,
would be
that
show.
would
great.
be really cool.
Yes,
That would be
Both of you.
awesome.
Yeah.
You
and
also
hopefully our
all
numbers
these
will grow.
artists, yes, because he has so many artists that he works with, and I think it's tough sometimes for the up and coming artists. A lot of
Yes.
people don't give them an opportunity. I mean, we still have a hard time even just getting airplay on some of the stations, and I've been in this industry 30 years, and I'm still
Mhm.
having a hard time getting airplay. So I understand the struggle, and it is frustrating when you don't think that you have someone in your corner or someone to like help you out. So Gabriel's really been instrumental in that with a lot of the artists that he works with. He helps them from start to finish. And so, if you could have some of them on your show, that would be amazing, and that would be just a
Yes.
great outlet for
Oh,
them as well.
absolutely.
Nemo's been pushing me to get a lot of people up there, but I want, thanks to you and other artists that hopefully will come and pay it forward. I wanted you and several other people to come here to give our
He
show
was
more
he was so
numbers.
upset.
More numbers. So when we do have those other artists, the new up and coming artists, we'll have a bigger platform to help them grow also. So that's what
Expose.
I hope it
that's
helps, and
I
I'm so thankful that you
Yeah.
guys asked me, and it means a lot. It really does. And anytime, I can help, and we really do try to open those doors for these artists that maybe don't have a label, or they don't have, a manager, or they don't know how to get their foot in the door. Because it's a lot, and I didn't have that back in the day. Luckily, I had, my record label who did kind of, a lot of the legwork for me as far as that goes. But and of course,
people
you
like
always
Buddy.
you always help me, buddy. Like, especially up in the DFW area. There were certain people that really opened doors for us, and really helped, helped to just kind of, help us get our foot in the door. And I really hope that we can do that, for some of these younger artists and up and
Yes.
coming artists that don't have that, because it's intimidating at times. It just seems like there's so much, and you don't know anyone, and where do you begin? So we really try to do that as much as we can, and just bring, our knowledge and our expertise, and just what we've done in the past, what to do, what not to do, and we try to just kind of help them in that respect, to
Okay.
help them get
Well,
on.
You want to shout out to anybody in the
oh
DFW
yeah,
area? You could make up names if you want to. Doesn't matter.
No, you know what? I want to.
Americo again.
No.
And medical, of course, yes. No, my friend Melissa that's out there, my friend Greg, that lives out in Fort Worth, and I just, it's been such a long time since we've been out there, and I really hope to return, because we have some amazing people that come out to our shows, and who have supported since, the 90s, and we, like I said, Dallas, Fort Worth, you guys were one of the biggest areas that we played, like, time after time, year after year. We were up there a lot. We spent a lot of time performing out there,
Yes.
and I'm forever grateful for that. And I just hope that we can get back up there again, and kind of get moving again up in your area. So thank you for the support,
We're gonna have
and
to talk to Frank T. Try to
yes,
get you up
please,
there as
all of
soon
you
as
guys, blow
possible.
his phone up or blow his social media up and tell him y'all want to see Stephanie Montiel up there again.
Yes, definitely. Okay. Thanks again. And again, if you if you have some of those artists that want to come on our show, just well, they can watch the beginning of the show and say email Buddy or
Yes,
Nemo
touch with
at
Betty.
Yahoo.
Yes, Yahoo.
All right. Thanks again.
Thank you guys, and then thank you guys for
Oh,
just
Thank you.
for everything that you guys are doing, and for trying to keep Tejano out there, and bringing it to the masses. We thank you
Thank you.
guys.
okay. And you could be,
I know it's a lot of effort.
and they could find you at all the social media platforms out there.
You do
Right.
TikTok?
Yes, I kind of do TikTok. I'm kind of bad at it, so if anyone wants to help me,
So my,
I'm
not bad at TikTok too. All right. Thanks again.
thank you guys. Have a good
Okay.
night,
All
buddy.
right.
Thank
Oh,
you.
and tell everybody in your family hi for me, and especially your dad.
I
All right.
will. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
guys so much. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks again. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, I am so glad we had Stephanie on the show. Now I could rest. I could actually fall asleep.
Yeah, you'll have a good night's rest tonight.
Yes, I was so nervous. I mean, I was real nervous. I
Yeah, you know
started.
what? I was nervous too. To be honest with you,
All
it
right.
it, it I was like sweating there for a little bit because you know that's Stephanie. So
Yeah, I know,
it's cool.
Stephanie. It's huge, and
So
hopefully everybody will tell everybody that if they watch the replay if they didn't have an opportunity to see it live, and and you're not going to be here next week, right? So I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
have
yeah.
to I have to find a guest. Maybe Lawrence will be on the show for us next
Lawrence,
week.
Jerry, medical.
Okay,
Sam,
or maybe one of the artists I'm working on will be on there.
Bobby,
Bobby, I'm not
Alfredo.
sure. Okay. Oh, Bobby from California. I thought you were talking about the other Bobby. All
Oh,
right. Well, I'm your host, Oraldo, for It's Tejano Time,
and I'm Nemo with Tejano USA.
and you've been watching and listening to Tejano Talk. All right. See ya in a couple weeks, Nemo.
Yes, sir. Y'all
Okay.
be safe.
All right. And broadcast.